Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for another Web Celeb Daily exclusive interview. Today we have one of the stars from the hit TV show She's Got Game on VH1. We have the diva, Miss Sierra Alston. How are you today, love?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Now, for the people that may not know exactly who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself. What were you doing before the show?
Before the show, I was I was engaged to a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I was somewhat of a trophy wife. Then I kind of branched off right after our relationship ended, and I became a writer for a software development company. I also write blogs. I also teach a sensual dance course called Eye Candy Workout, which basically enhances relationships and teaches you the art of sensual dancing. Also, I have a fitness apparel line coming out, as well as a lingerie line. And I'm an actress. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. Now, you were referred by Keisha Cole, right? For the show?
Yes, that'll be true.
Okay. Now, what's it like to be friends with Keisha? A lot of people say, like, she has a bitchy demeanor, but I personally love her. She seems very down to earth.
No, she is very down to earth. She's very sweet. She's also she's very unique. I would say she has her own style. Her personality is very humble. She's very warm-hearted. She gives advice. So that's kind of what we connect at as far as friends. Like she's more like a mentor for me.
Okay, that's awesome. Now, what made you, say, hey, I'm going to go into this kind of flavor of love type atmosphere and, compete for the game's love? Like, did you think that it could also possibly help your career? Or, did you 100% go saying, hey, I can see myself with this man and we can make a connection?
Well, I would say both. I was pretty much optimistic. As far as my career, obviously the show was on VH1, so I knew that people would see me like people such as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it would help my career, and I finally had a chance to display to the world who I really am. Also, as far as love, I went there and I just thought, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I wouldn't leave there empty-handed. So basically, I went there sort of looking for love, and then I also went there to enhance my career.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a win-win situation either way.
Yeah, it was like a win-win. I mean, if it didn't work out, I was like, okay, people would still have seen me and they know who Sierra Alston is.
Mm-hmm.
And if it does work out, I have the game and people still know who Sierra Alston is.
Right, I love that.
Very similar. It works out well,
Now, what was it like being in the house, with all of those women, competing for him at one time? Like, I know that had to be hard.
Well, obviously, the girls are catty, and a lot of them have insecurities,
mm-hmm.
as women we do. And when you're competing against multiple beautiful women, then sometimes you kind of see the flaws in yourself, and you feel like, oh, well, she's prettier, or oh, her butt's bigger, or oh, she's smarter. So obviously, there was some cattiness going on, and we were living together for a while. So we had to be around each other 24/7.
Yeah. So
it was very, very hard because we had women come from all around the world, and everyone has a different personality. Like Melissa, she's from London. Shay, she's Israela. So you kind of have these different Rebecca's Jamaican. You have these different cultural women in there. So everyone had different things going on with them. Like Rebecca, like making curry chicken every 5 minutes, and Melissa, she's from London, but she's a Playboy bunny, so she's very, very high maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
You have different things to deal with.
Now, what do you think was the craziest or your most memorable time while you were there on the show?
Obviously my fight with Priscilla, because I'm not really a confrontational person. I don't like getting into it with grown women because after a certain age, a lot of times every battle is not a battle to be won.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did get into it with her, it was kind of like I knew because I was living with her and I had to be around her.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had to at some point stand my ground. I just didn't know when. And like if you're in high school, you can kind of stay away from that person. You have to see them all the time,
right?
Because like I said, I was basically cohabitating with this woman. It was very, very stressful. So I was in my fight with Priscilla.
So what do you think that was all about? Do you think she was just jealous? Because you had just had the date before. Well, not the date where you guys were, kind of close. He was kind of chilling on your chest. And do you think that it was like she was jealous of the energy that you guys had going on? Or do you think it was just you? You could have been, her biggest competition in there.
Well, I think she was jealous of, just altogether because even off camera, just certain things kind of struck me. Like her looking at me, and I can be looking to the side of my eyes. She's like staring at me, or like just like the things she said to me when she did kind of lash out on me. If it makes sense, you know how if you argue with someone and they go all off the road into the woods, like you're like, where'd that come from? Like,
Right.
Is it really about this, or is it about something deeper than that? So that's kind of where it came from. Like she talked about the materialistic things I have and things like that. I just didn't understand. So that's where I knew she was jealous of me. I was like, okay, this woman is clearly jealous of me. Yeah.
Now, were you able to make any real friendships in the house?
Yes. Me and Rebecca are actually close, and we're actually real friends and speak every day. So, I mean, I did go there to find love, but just not love with him. I found love with my friend.
Oh, that's awesome. I love her accent.
Yeah, absolutely. She's Jamaican. And she's very, she's probably the most unique friend I've ever had. So, I think that's also where we connected because she's something different. But I'm also friends with the other women in the house, but I'm close to her. So
okay. Now, as far as Game goes, or Jason, as you guys were calling him, what is he really like in person? Is he what he puts out there, for the social media presence, or how he is in the videos, or is he totally opposite?
I would say, put it this way, he's definitely not who he portrays to be on Marrying the Game. But he's definitely a gangster on She's Got Game. So he's not, I don't see him as that. I mean, he definitely loves his kids. He's definitely, a sweet person in that area. But as far as anything else goes, I don't know if he's really looking for love. I don't know what that man is looking for. I mean, because when I saw like a 22-year-old girl bring ball on the show, that kind of, that was a red flag to me. Like, is he really looking for love or fun? So, he's a cool person. I wouldn't say that, he's the most desirable man. He is a good man.
Now, you brought up him being gangster. I saw on the one episode where he picked a couple of girls to go to Compton, but you were glad that you didn't get picked to go to Compton. Why didn't you want to go to his neighborhood?
Well, okay, see, people kind of, misconstrue that. That's not at all what I was saying.
Okay.
I was saying for a first date with a man, I would never want to go to your hood. I mean, can we at least have a glass of wine and some...
Right.
start going to Compton and have to wear bulletproof vests and meet your family? Like, that's the way I was saying it. I was not saying I would never go to Compton. I'm from Washington, D.C., so there's plenty of hoods around here. That does not mean that I want to go have a candlelight dinner down MLK or down Bennett Road. So at the end of the day, it was like, I do not want to go to Compton for my first date. I'm glad he's not taking me. And as you can see, when he did take me on a first date, he knew not to take me to a hood or to a club for drinks.
He did. He definitely pulled out all the stops for you.
He did.
He did. Now, there, is a lot of talk going on in regards to Priscilla and the Game. What do you think about the lawsuit that she has as far as, Game assaulting her? Do you think she's just being over the top because she possibly didn't win, or, was she really that touchy-feely?
That's what it is. I mean, Priscilla is, she seeks for attention, and the thing with her is that she does not get things done her way, or if, you don't do things her way, then she's just like, the hell with you. It's kind of like either you with me or you're against me kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't feel like she really likes her, and that's just my personal opinion. And I feel like she really did try hard to get his attention. And men kind of know that when women are thirsty, I guess you can say, and throw themselves at them. So that kind of turns them off. And I feel like throughout the whole time we were there, Priscilla really did kind of do things like they kind of turn him off, like getting in fights and arguments, and then, you're throwing yourself in. She was kind of like hot and cold. She was never just like one person. So I feel like that lawsuit that she's claiming, I feel like maybe he did touch her. I don't know. If he did touch her, I feel like she invited, because she kind of went. I can't really speak on how she dresses, but I will say that it's very kind of, to me, my opinion, provocative. So, maybe he was drunk and he had, blurry vision, and he probably said, when we get back home, do you think we could do a little something?
Right.
So,
well, she was very...
If he did, I'm just saying she's probably invited. Because if he looked at me, he would know not to touch me. Like, he would know I can't treat Sierra that way. So it's all in how you come off, I guess.
Yeah, because she was very, inviting. I would have assumed that, if they had gotten their own date that, they might have taken it a step further. So,
and like, who goes out with no underwear on with a man? I mean, unless you like, I mean, that's just my opinion. Who goes out with no underwear on? Like, and then if he did something, he probably said, "Well, shit, she came here prepared."
Right.
No underwear on. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can kind of read in between the lines and tell who's lying and who's not.
Now, why didn't you vote her home? When you had the opportunity to after the fight that you guys had.
Well, a lot of things were not aired, and of course they don't want to make him look bad. But I mean, honestly, we did. No one wanted her there. We did, and I did speak up, but that one thing that was not aired. So, we all spoke up. No one wanted her there, but I mean, we had to listen to what he wanted. So at the end of the day, they're not going to show that we didn't want him there, and he wanted to keep her there, and she was basically, a risk because all of us. Not saying we were scared of her, but we didn't want to have to deal with that.
Right.
But, was there to serve her purpose, so she stayed.
Wow. So did they kind of, ask you guys to kind of say like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we'll give her another chance?
No, I mean, after we said.
Okay.
But we saw that he was still trying to keep her. I mean, we had no choice but to say, okay. Like, you didn't hear me say I would give her another chance until she apologized.
Right, yeah.
I still didn't say it. I just looked at her and I gave her a hug. I still didn't say, okay, you'll get another chance. I still didn't say that.
Right.
It was up to me. She would have went home. And personally, I'm just going to say this. As she went home, she might not have been getting sued right now. As she had come. So,
that's so true.
It is what it is. But when things don't directly affect the person, you don't really see how severe it is.
Right.
Whether they're every day to see how she was. So now he does.
Now, let's talk about the episode where you eliminated yourself. Everybody was saying, well, she knew what she was getting herself into, competing for it. Did you kind of think it might have been easier, that you might have, been able to handle it before you got into the house?
Well, okay, I think people, because once again, things were not aired, the full conversation was not aired, that's not why I eliminated myself, but I couldn't handle the competition. Like, I knew what I was getting myself into. Things that happened, off camera, that I did not appreciate, that I did not like, that I saw in him and others. And I was just like, okay, enough is enough, and I have to be careful how much of myself I compromise, try to fit in with you guys. Everybody wanted to leave. Majority of the girls wanted to leave. To be honest, majority of the girls wanted to leave. I was just the only one that stood up for myself and said, I'm going to go ahead and eliminate myself. Not to mention, he had brought 3 new girls in the house.
Right.
So to me, that was like, that told me, obviously what you really want is obviously not here already. You're bringing 3 new ones in. Not to mention, one of them, once again, I don't have a problem with her, but I'm gonna say what it is. She's 22 years old. He's almost a 40-year-old man. So to me, that just kind of told me, she still has baby milk on her breast, honestly. And we're all grown women, so to me, it's like, why is she here with us? Obviously, you're not looking for a wife or a mother, a stepmom to the kids, because if you were, then she wouldn't be here. And then I had heard some allegations about other things that happened, that could have possibly allegedly happened with, the new girls and him prior to the show even airing. So all of that kind of played a part. And then I just said to myself, this is like beneath me. Like, I don't have to fight for a man's attention. I didn't feel like it was worth me standing on the front line with the rest of the soldiers to fight for him.
And that's very big of you. A lot of women would not have done that for the show, just for the fact, that they will have publicity. The women's careers take off after they're on the reality TV shows, and, they do a lot of this, but they also put up, with a lot of crap just for the sake of publicity. So I definitely commend you, for realizing your self-worth and, not agreeing to continue to go on with that. So you get mad props for that.
I will say this, I have other attributes too, even just being a reality star. So I don't have to gain notoriety.
Right.
She's got game. I don't even want people to only know me. She's got game. I have so much more to offer and so much more to come. So, of course, when I walked off, I just said, God has blessed me in other areas in life, and this is not the only avenue for me. So, and I'm not a groupie, by the way. So I don't need to stay on the show. Fight for a man that, I didn't feel it was for me anyway.
Now, is there going to be a reunion show?
We don't know. We don't know as of yet.
Now, if there is a reunion show, what are some things that you may address?
I mean, everything. I mean, there are a lot of unanswered questions, to all the viewers. Like, people really want to know why I left, and people want to know, it's been said that the girl Brianna won. There's a lot of unanswered questions, so, I mean, there's too many to even touch bases on right now. But definitely, the Priscilla thing is kind of stale. Mm-hmm. I don't really have anything to say about that, but other things, of course, yes.
I was definitely wondering about that because I was like, okay, if they're already talking about that, Brianna and Game are together, then what's the purpose of us watching the show if we already know who won? But then she posted something like, oh, he's not my man, I'm single. So I thought that was quite interesting.
Well, yeah, but that also kind of leaves some suspense to the show. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying she didn't win, but
do any of you ladies know who won?
Yeah, of course we do.
Okay, so I know you can't tell me that, but do you think that he made a good choice based off, who?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I do. Like I said, I was friends with everyone in the house, so it's like anyone else he chosen besides Priscilla, to me, would have been a good choice.
So since you did leave the show, what do you have next for you? Where can we see Sierra next? What's going on?
I mean, I have some acting things coming up. I'm building my workout brand, which basically soon I'm getting the YouTube videos together so people can subscribe to that, and then eventually I'll have an app, and eventually I'll have a DVD. Awesome. That's just one thing. And like now, I kind of take the class from state to state. Mm-hmm. Girls sign up, and then I teach from there. So I'm building that brand. Also movies. I've been with the acting coach, and I've been back and forth in Hollywood working on things. Also my lingerie line, like just different business ventures. But if they really want to keep up with me, then they should follow me on Instagram.
Okay, go ahead and give us your social media links.
That Sierra Girl is Instagram, mm-hmm. and my Twitter is that Sierra A Girl, mm-hmm. which that's 2 A's, if people get confused. And my Snapchat is that Sierra A Girl as well.
Now, are you single now, or are you looking for?
I'm single as a dollar bill.
Now, if VH1 came to you and said, "Hey, we really liked you. We can give you your own spinoff to find your perfect man," would you do it?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I would do it.
Oh, wait a minute now. I think you was about to say they actually asked you.
Well, I mean, we were talking about it, but
hey,
I mean, okay. I would do it. Absolutely, I would do that. I mean, because then that gives me a chance to pick the type of man I really want, So, and I wouldn't have to worry about, like, when I went on the show, it was kind of like I didn't know what to expect. But if I pick the type of man that I want, then I can say, well, at least they brought me the type of gentleman I described I wanted.
Right.
So that'll be good.
Okay, well, fellas, y'all hear that? Y'all gonna see her, out here doing her thing. So look out for a possible TV show. Make sure y'all criteria is together, because she is definitely showing that she is a well-kept woman, and you better have it all together. Well, Sierra, thank you so much for speaking with us today. I really appreciate you. I know you're very busy. I know you have to go. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this interview up. We just ask, that you give us a shout out on your Instagram, let everybody know that you got an exclusive interview with Web Celeb Daily. It's going to be on the website on Monday, so you can definitely look out for that.
Okay, I will.
All right. Thank you so much, girl.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.